In this video, we gotta talk about the Valorant performance boost that dramatically increased performance in Valorant across every single device. And no one's talking about this, and it's pretty freaking insane. So we're gonna pack it up, break it down, and you're gonna know why Valorant is just on the up and fucking up. But do you have a buddy who you absolutely love? And he's a really cool guy. However, every time you play with him, you lose. Well, you know, it's really rough to have to choose between winning your games and chilling with your boys. So give him the gift of a GameLeap premium sub today so that he can carry you and y'all can grind the ranks together. Do y'all both a favor and go check it out right now down below. So Aaron, the software engineer on Valorant's performance team, has to introduce an incredibly exciting feature that has been in development for quite some time called global invalidation. And as an additional spoiler, he says it's pretty awesome. I would add a fucking awesome in there, but you know, they can be PG if they want. Now, global invalidation has provided significant improvements for a large part of the player base. In fact, it's the single largest performance gain for clients since launch. That is a pretty astounding achievement, and the fact that it's hitting everyone. But let's actually break down what it is and how it works. So if we look at these charts right here, these are 3 spec machines. They don't give us the full details, but you could imagine one at the high end, one at the medium end, and one at the low end. And you can easily see, as of the global invalidation being added in, how dramatic the change has been. Basically, GI went live in patch 4.03, and you can see the dramatic increases in FPS ever since it went live. It has greatly increased frames for people across the board. Now keep in mind, they can't test every CPU plus GPU pairing, but these are a rough benchmark for different types of setups. In addition, these samples were taken from specifically unrated and competitive because those are the most popular game modes in Valorant, and they're not really caring about how much freaking spike rush is being increased or anything like that. Now, if we look at the timeline, in July of 2021, that was the initial investigation started for global invalidation. They started to work on it. There was a few bugs. In October, they had the first team-wide playtest. Then they had a stable version, and most of the bugs were fixed. The final testing, the performance on the PBE data, and then the launch happened in February of 2022. Now, this has delivered up to 15% gains for CP-bound clients. And you might be thinking, okay, that's not really that big, but in reality, 15% gains out of nowhere. This is not the game getting downgraded in graphics. And this is not cheating it, like when a game doesn't come out with full screen mode and then they finally do and they're like, hey, we increased the performance. No, that's an artificial increase from a feature you didn't include. This is just something that they've introduced that has increased people's FPS just flat out, and it's pretty freaking cool. Now, it is important to note that this mainly affects mid to high spec machines, but that mid area is a lot. I mean, it's the majority of people, and the fact that they get a CPU bump is just nice. It's just nice to be able to get more frames on average, and maybe now you can keep your frames above your 2040 hertz or your 144 hertz or whatever the case may be because of this change, which is really cool, but just more frames is always better. So this is great. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of exactly how everything works, but basically how things worked before is the individual widgets. Like if we look at this UI example right here with the text block, the image, and the numbers, the ammo count, everything like that, those were separate widgets that were not necessarily connected. Sometimes they would be connected where it would be a domino effect, but in Unreal, it was something called the invalidation box that would group more widgets together. And while this was a solution for some time, it caused extra load on the game itself. So instead, they added global invalidation. So instead of having just individual little boxes where they would connect all of the little widgets on the screen, whether that's the art or the ammo or whatever the case may be, they put every UI element into a global invalidation box, which basically does this, quote, global invalidation aims to significantly improve UI performance across the whole game while also reducing manual work required of developers to place widgets in individual invalidation boxes. It's the best of both worlds. So basically, this not only makes it easier on developers, which means that they can do more. They have more free time to work on other stuff, which is always great, but it improves performance for everybody. It's just a win fucking win. Like they said, the best of both worlds, and it's really, really cool, honestly. And if you want to really dig into it and break it all down, there's the full docs. They'll be listed down below. Now, in order to do this, they had to go through the bug fix flow, which is interesting, not just about global invalidation, but how they fix bugs in general. And basically, it was enable invalidation before the playtest, then it went to identify bugs from the playtest, then it went to disable global invalidation after the playtest, and then it was fix all identified bugs, rinse, repeat, and that's the vicious cycle of trying to deal with bugs, you know, changing one bug or trying to fix a bug, putting it onto the live game, testing the live game, seeing if it didn't break anything else. Maybe it did break something else, gotta re-fix it, re-put it into the live game, rinse, repeat. You kind of get the idea. This is the cycle of a developer, but honestly, all of this hard work is part of the reason why Valorant is just getting better and better. I mean, I'm not just a Valorant hype man or anything, but after doing this type of content for a lot of other channels and a lot of other games, Valorant is doing all the right things, and it really comes from people like this that are very passionate about the development work and them going above and beyond to even just add performance to the game. So I'm really thankful, and, you know, definitely check out the article down below if you want to know more. And let me know, what big thing do you think Valorant should do next? Do you think they need to improve performance? Is there any other problem that they need to address? Definitely let me know what's on the top of your fix list down below. And the GameLeap website is there too, where you can get absolutely cracked and hard carry that e-girl. So, yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Anyways, go check it out right now down below.